Let's move on to the Northeast State because we've got a handful of games that are really important this week, all conference championship type of games. New Haven at East Noble. This is a game, this is one of the 3 or 4 games you circle at the beginning of the year when you're talking about the Northeast State. And again, it comes down to these powerhouse teams that you knew were going to be good at the beginning. How do you see New Haven and East Noble playing out, considering, man, we thought this was going to be a close game last year at New Haven, and New Haven dropped 55 on them.
Yeah. Here it is. I mean, New Haven wins. They likely win the NE8 outright. If they lose, maybe we see a 3-way tie there up top with everybody kind of 1-1 against each other. There's no tiebreakers in the NE8, of course. So you're kind of looking at it. Can East Noble kind of open the door not only for themselves, but a Leo as well? So it'll be a big game down in Kendallville. You just look at that New Haven offense, and can East Noble really keep them limited, because that New Haven offense has been very, very good.
How concerned are you if you're Jim Rowland about last week? Because you see the Belmont game, you think, New Haven's going to go down to Decatur. They're going to roll Belmont. Belmont's had a rough season. They got young guys playing, and it's an 18-13 ball game. How much would you say is that overlooking a team? Is it just they played poorly? Is it that Belmont played that well? And how much does that factor into this coming week against East Noble?
That's the tough thing, too. It was a little bit of a trap game, I thought, for New Haven, too, because maybe you're looking ahead a little bit. They played Leo a couple weeks ago, so maybe it was a little bit of a trap, too. But you look all across these teams. Snyder, you're kind of, okay, are they just kind of going through the motions at this point before we get to the postseason? Same with New Haven. And then you look ahead at ACAC and look at Woodland, who drops one to Lima Central Catholic. Do they need to refocus with South Adams and Adams Central coming up? So I think we have some questions, more so than at any point of this season, for some of the big dogs in the area in the respective conferences with the way they're playing of late.
One of the things that East Noble has done in the last couple of weeks is really get their offense going. You know, they beat Norwell a couple weeks ago 43-7. Last week it was Columbia City 42-0. You know, the competition may not prepare you as well for a team like New Haven, but on the flip side of that, we had some questions early on the season about that East Noble offense clicking. When would it start to click? And maybe those 2 games kind of are the springboard for this offense to stay at the level that we thought it could be at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we didn't expect them to be limited as much as they were against Leo, so maybe since then they've learned some things. But then defensively, they really got ran roughshod over by Leo, so this is a big test now for them against New Haven, a team that's really going to challenge them, whereas Norwell and Columbia City really didn't.
How do you see this one playing out in Kendallville on Friday night?
It's tough because East Noble's usually really tough at Kendallville, but I'm going to take East Noble. What the heck? Because I think New Haven, very good, but they really haven't won with authority of late, really, especially last weekend's Belmont. So what the heck? East Noble will win, and they'll have a 3-way tie for first in the Northeast State.
I like New Haven in a closer ball game, I think, than people may anticipate. I think, Stephen Owens can grind it out on the ground. He's been pretty good filling in.
Had a really good game last week.
For Nishan Jones this year. I shouldn't say filling in. We're in week 8. It's his season. He's already got over 900 yards. And also, but the one question for me about New Haven is quarterback play.
Sure.
It looks like they've settled in on Tim Jordan as the quarterback going forward, but they've got to be a little more productive in the passing game, especially when you have some advantages on the outside with Kentrell Thomas, with Zell Banks, with J.C. Gardner, a number of their receivers. You've got an advantage there. You've got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, you really want to see that offense really start humming along, because we're getting toward the end of the season, and 4A is so brutal in the postseason. So, like you said, they settled on Jordan. Let's see them really start humming along offensively, because they're going to need it this week and then going forward into the playoffs.